Let me ask you something. How many times have you told yourself, tomorrow I'll finally fix my routine? You set the alarm for 5 a.m., you picture yourself studying, exercising, eating well, basically living your best life. And then tomorrow comes, and you snooze, you scroll, you delay, and suddenly it's midnight again, and nothing got done. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Every student goes through this. But here's the thing, once you build the right daily routine, everything changes. More focus, more energy, more free time, and less stress. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a complete daily routine for students that actually works in real life. Not one of those brutal 18-hour study schedules, but a balanced human routine built around how your brain actually functions. Stay with me till the end, because I'm also going to share some real psychology behind habits that most students never learn. Before we get into the routine itself, let's talk about why having one even matters. Think about your phone. Without charging, without updates, without everything running properly in the background, it slows down and eventually becomes useless. Your brain works exactly the same way. Without proper structure, rest, and energy, your mind crashes. And here's the truth most students don't want to hear. You're not failing because you're not smart enough. You're failing because your time isn't structured. Students either overwork and burn out or underwork and fall behind. A daily routine fixes both. It becomes your operating system, keeping you consistent and sharp even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Because discipline is always going to outlast motivation. You won't always feel like studying, but if your day is designed right, the routine carries you through anyway. Now let's start with the morning. And before you panic, no, you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. That's not realistic, and it's not necessary. Waking up somewhere between 5:30 and 7 is the sweet spot. The world is still quiet at that hour. No notifications blowing up, no one demanding your attention, no noise. It's just you, and that calm is incredibly powerful. The very first thing most students do after waking up is grab their phone and start scrolling, and that one habit destroys the entire morning before it even begins. Checking Instagram or messages the moment you open your eyes is like inviting 50 strangers to dump their thoughts into your brain before you've even brushed your teeth. Instead, do this. Get up, stretch for a moment, drink a glass of water, open your window and let natural light hit your eyes. Then just breathe for 2 minutes. No rushing, no panic. That's it. Because how you start your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Start with calm and you'll carry that calm with you for hours. After that, give your body a little movement. I'm not talking about a gym session at dawn, just 5 to 10 minutes of stretching, a few push-ups, or a short walk around your room or outside. Think of your body as a router and your brain as the device trying to connect. If the router doesn't turn on properly, nothing works. Light movement gets your blood flowing and sends oxygen to your brain, which means when you sit down to study, you'll actually absorb and remember what you're reading instead of just staring at it. Then eat something. Your brain burns glucose when it works, and if you skip breakfast, you're asking it to run on empty. That's why so many students feel foggy, irritable, or sleepy during morning classes. Keep it simple. Oats with a banana, eggs on toast, or even a smoothie. Nothing complicated. And drink water, plenty of it. Most people don't realize that dehydration feels almost identical to tiredness, so the next time you feel lazy or sluggish in the morning, drink some water before blaming yourself. Now comes the most powerful part of your morning, your study session. Your brain is at its absolute sharpest in the early hours, and that window is too valuable to waste on social media. Use it for your hardest subject, whatever you struggle with most, math, physics, a language, coding. Tackle it now when your mind is fresh and focused. 1 honest hour of deep work in the morning is worth more than 3 tired hours at night. The best way to structure it is with the Pomodoro method. 50 minutes of pure, uninterrupted focus, then 10-minute break. And during that break, please don't reach for your phone. Stand up, stretch, look out the window, drink some water. Give your brain real rest, not more stimulation. Your mind isn't a machine, and even if it were, machines need rest too. Moving into the afternoon, if you're in school or college, your day is probably filled with lectures and tutorials. And this is honestly where most students switch to autopilot. They sit in class, nod along, maybe write a few things down, and then leave remembering almost nothing. The fix is simple but powerful. Stop being a passive learner. Instead of copying down everything word for word, take notes in your own words. Process the information as it's coming in. Ask questions, even small ones, because they keep your mind engaged and make the lesson stick. And after each class, spend just 2 or 3 minutes summarizing out loud or on paper what you actually understood. It takes almost no time, but it's like studying twice without extra effort. Active learning plants seeds that actually grow. Passive learning is throwing seeds on dry ground and hoping for the best. When lunchtime comes, be smart about what you eat. A heavy, oily meal sends your body into digestion overdrive, which means your brain slows down and you end up in that classic afternoon slump where you can barely keep your eyes open. Instead, go for something light but nutritious, some protein like eggs, lentils, or chicken, paired with vegetables or fruit, and plenty of water. Skip the sugary drinks and fried food. They give you a quick spike of energy followed by a crash that wrecks the rest of your day. After eating, give yourself a genuine break. A 15 to 20-minute power nap can completely reset your brain. If naps aren't your thing, a 10-minute walk outside does the same job. Think of it as hitting the refresh button. Your brain has been working for hours, and it needs a moment before it can perform again. For your midday study session, work with your energy levels, not against them. Your brain naturally slows down in the afternoon, so this isn't the time to tackle your hardest, most complex material. Use this window for practice-based work, solving problems, doing past papers, reviewing flashcards, writing essays, or making summaries of key points. Anything that involves active doing rather than heavy reading and memorization. You're still being productive, but in a way that matches where your brain actually is at that time of day. By the time evening rolls around, your body feels heavy and your brain is fried. That's completely normal, and that's exactly why this is the perfect time to move. You don't need to go to a gym or follow some intense workout plan. Play a sport you enjoy. Go for a brisk walk or short run, or even put on your favorite music and dance in your room. It sounds simple, but exercise does something remarkable. It sharpens your memory, reduces stress hormones, boosts your mood, and prepares your brain for better sleep. Students who move in the evening consistently sleep better and wake up more focused the next morning. After that, give yourself some creative time. The best students in the world don't spend every waking hour studying. They have hobbies, and those hobbies are not a waste of time. They're essential. Draw, write, play an instrument, cook something new, work on a personal project, or do anything that feels genuinely fun and expressive. Creativity resets your brain in a way that nothing else can. It prevents burnout, keeps you motivated, and reminds you that life is more than academics. It's what keeps the whole system sustainable. Then, once your mind and body feel recharged, do a light evening study session, but keep it easy. This is not the time for difficult new concepts. Review your notes from earlier in the day, go through some straightforward practice questions, and organize your tasks for tomorrow. Summarize key points in your own words one more time. If you do this consistently, you'll end each day feeling accomplished rather than guilty, and your brain will be calm enough to actually sleep well and retain what you studied. For your night routine, before you go to sleep, spend 5 to 10 minutes planning the next day. And be specific. Don't just write study. Write things like finish chapter 4 of physics, or solve 20 math problems, or read 10 pages. Here's why this works. Your brain constantly circles back to unfinished tasks, which is why so many students lie in bed wide awake thinking about everything they haven't done. When you write your tasks down, your brain finally relaxes. It knows there's a plan. It can let go and rest. Then implement what I call a digital sunset. No screens for at least 30 minutes before bed. Your phone, laptop, and TV all emit blue light that literally tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. That's why you end up scrolling until 2 a.m. even when you know you should be sleeping.
Replace that screen time with something calming. Read a book, listen to soft music or a podcast, or journal about your day. Just 15 to 20 minutes of winding down without a screen will dramatically improve the quality of your sleep. And speaking of sleep, never sacrifice it for studying. I know it feels productive to stay up late cramming, but the reality is, sleep is when your brain takes everything you studied and converts it into actual memory. Think of studying as loading data onto a computer. Sleep is the save button. Skip it and you lose the work. Aim for 7 to 8 hours every night without compromise. Finally, none of this works if your mindset isn't right. Stop comparing your study hours to other people's. When someone claims they study 14 hours a day, they're almost certainly exaggerating. Focus on quality, not quantity. 4 focused hours every day for a month will always beat 12 exhausting hours for 2 days, followed by total burnout.
And when you mess up, because you will, everyone does, don't quit. Just restart the next morning. That's the whole game. Consistency over intensity, every single time. So there it is, a complete daily routine that balances study, health, and real life. Mornings for deep focus, afternoons for practice and application, evenings for movement, creativity, and light revision, nights for rest and recovery. Follow this for 30 days and you'll feel the difference. More focus, less stress, and better results in everything you do. If this helped you, share it with a friend who needs it. And remember, the discipline you build today is the freedom you'll enjoy tomorrow.